If you are watching this video, I know a few things about you right off the jump. First off, you're a husband and you care deeply about your wife, or possibly a father who really, really loves his kids. But at the same time, maybe there's been parts of you that you've projected onto them. Anger, fear, frustration, and you're not proud of that. This video is going to talk about the potential harm or real harm that can come from not taking care of and understanding your emotions. And I know when we talk about feelings and emotions in the world of being a man, a lot of people run away from it. And we don't want to sit in what this conversation entails. But I promise you, if you have relationships that you care about, this is a video that you're going to watch all the way through. The first thing I want to say is that it's not necessarily your fault if your emotional self, your emotional intelligence even, is a little bit stunted. Society and the way that we grow up as boys and then men kind of teaches us to shove that part of ourselves down, to ignore that piece of ourselves when we're feeling something. If we're feeling hurt or feeling stressed or feeling anything at all, we've been programmed to let that stuff go. And not let it go in a healthy way, but push it down. I don't want to hear about it. Never let them see you sweat. Never let them see you cry. You need to be tough. You need to be rigid. You need to be strong. When it comes out to being in the world as a man, you need to show up and do the work. You can't stop working. You have to keep going. You have to push through because there's money to be made. There's buildings to be built. There's stuff that needs to be moved, and that is our job, or at least that's what we've been told. So these emotional pieces of ourselves just kind of feel like they're in the way. But more often than not, the work that we're doing in the world is for a purpose, and that purpose is for the people that we care about most. These relationships that we hold near and dear to our heart. You love your wife. You love your kids. Those relationships are going to end up not as strong, not as connected if we ignore that emotional part of ourselves. For two reasons. The first reason is it's not going to allow you to connect to them in an authentic way. I always say with my clients and within my coaching practice that emotions are the language of relationships. That's how things are spoken back and forth, how we're feeling about each other, the vulnerability that needs to be there in order for us to genuinely connect. So if you don't have that part of yourself, you're not going to be able to really genuinely show up to that relationship in a meaningful way. The second thing that's going to happen if you don't allow your emotions to come through and never spend time with them is things will bubble up. Things will boil over because you're a human and emotions come with the packaging. So eventually you're going to get frustrated, you're going to get overwhelmed, you're going to get annoyed, whatever it might be. And because the proximity to you that your wife and your kids have is the closest human in your life, they're going to experience the wrath of whatever happens when you finally pop, when you finally bubble over, when the anger finally is unleashed. Guess who's closest to you? Guess who's going to experience that in the most full manner? Your wife, your kids, and those relationships that, again, you say you care about are going to be tarnished because we never spent time dealing with our inner world and we just kind of vomited on those people. So this video is to encourage you. It's not to tell you that you should be ashamed of that emotional part of yourself or that you're an idiot for not dealing with it yet. It's just an encouragement to recognize the power of dealing with this stuff. Is it easy to sit in your shame, your guilt, your frustration, your anger, your overwhelm? No, of course not. But is it worth it? Absolutely. And if you follow along here on this channel, if you hit subscribe and hang out with me for a while, I will be sending you videos showing you how to sit in that space for yourself so that you can show up for these people that you care about in a powerful way. I've been doing this for 7+ years now. I help men just like you that care about your people. I teach them how to love and lead powerfully by allowing themselves to finally tap into their heart, tap into their soul, tap into these feelings that they've run away from their entire lives. That's what we're here to do. And if that's something that you know you'd benefit from, I just encourage you to hang out with me for a while. Okay? All right.